out your holding tanks. You have a black water tank that's your toilet water and a gray water tank that's your shower and your sink water. You'll find if you do much camping, your gray water is going to fill up faster than your black water if you take showers. You'll probably be after about 3 or 4 showers, your gray water tank will be probably pretty full. You'll know it's full. There's a gauge in there you can look at, but also if the drain starts slowing down and gurgling a little bit, that's usually a key that the tank's full and needs to be emptied. So I usually keep up in the battery compartment some gloves and the tools I need. So I'll just show you that. Keep gloves, and I keep this device here, which you use to hook up the hose to the whatever in-ground system you're draining to. You want to always wear gloves because this water can be fairly nasty. I've got 2 hoses up here. It came with one and I added a second one. You can connect them together to make a longer hose if you need to. 9 times out of 10 you only need one, but you've got a second one if you need it. And you just open up the lid. I use a pair of pliers because my hand strength isn't that strong. And then the hose just comes out of here. For the video purposes, I'll just use the one hose, but to use the second one, you can just hook them up in daisy chain. So now let's go back to the tanks. Here's your wastewater tank here, and then here's your sewage tank to the right of it. You always want to drain your sewage tank first and then your wastewater, because that way the wastewater is usually just soapy water and it will wash out your hose for you. Okay, so we're going to do the black water tank first. Just push down on the hose here, bring down your opening. Make sure your lever here is closed, pushed in. Just open the cap and insert your hose, connect your hose up. Make sure this hose is on good, because you don't want this thing disconnecting when you're draining your tank. Trust me, you don't want that to happen. Anyway, on the other end, just put your hose, this will go into the ground where you're going to drain your sewage. So once you get it all hooked up and it's all ready to go, you just pull this lever out here. And when you pull that lever out, that opens the valve and it starts draining. So you just let it all drain out. Okay, this is another thing that I do when I'm draining the black tank, that if you've got some place where there's a faucet, get you one of these wands. You can get them from an RV store. It's got a shut-off valve here. Just hook it up to a hose, and it's got some sprayer valves on the end. And what you can do while your black water tank is draining, you can stick this thing down in your toilet. Just open it up and stick it down as far as you can and turn it on. And let that spray for, I don't know, I usually go 5 or 10 minutes if I can. And that'll really flush out that tank and get rid of all that crap out of that tank, and that'll keep you with a clean tank. I do this every time I can, and that keeps that tank clean and keeps the smell down. So highly recommend getting one of these wands if you can. And then when it's done, you just make sure you close this first, push that in, close it, and then you can disconnect your hose from your black water tank. Put your lid back on and pivot it up out of the way. Then you can go over here to your gray water, do the exact same thing. Push it down, take the lid off, connect your hose, and then pull your lever. And this, now you got soapy water coming in through here, so it'll kind of flush out all the nasty stuff out of your hose. so that you don't have to mess with that. Let that all drain out, and then make sure you close your valve, and then you can take your hose off. Put your lid back on. Push that up out of the way. And that's it. And then you can just put your hose back. Okay, so we're going to put our hose back in the container. Make sure when you close these lids, make sure they lock on. Twist them to where they lock, because otherwise you'll go down the road and these lids will come off and then you'll lose your hose. So just make sure those are locked up, and that's it.